Hi guys, today we're going to be learning about some tips and tricks for taking care of your avocado trees. And my name is Mitch Ross. I've been working with Ivy Organics for a few years now. Super happy to be back with you guys here on YouTube. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this video because we're going to have an upcoming video in a couple of weeks dealing with the avocados, about how we can integrate them into our diet. Got a great smoothie recipe for you guys, so be looking out for that. But today we're going to be talking about best practices for taking care of your avocados, making sure that you're not stressing your plants, and making sure we're protecting them properly with some of our fine Ivy Organic products. I'm proud to be a part of Ivy Organics, where we are America's #1 leading garden product YouTube channel. Our products are innovative, effective, USA made, and we're available nationwide and in 13 marketplaces worldwide. So avocado trees are among the most challenging fruit trees to take care of, especially in their early life, considering that they are the most prone to sunburn. Citrus is a close second, but avocados are going to give you the most trouble, and especially early in their life. As we can see, this bark here is completely exposed. And so the first thing that you want to do in protecting this tree, this young sapling here, is actually paint on our whitewash 3-in-1 plant guard. The 3-in-1 plant guard is going to help the tree work with its natural processes better. It's going to be a symbiotic relationship with the tree. Synthetic paint, if we were to paint that on, it would suffocate this young sapling and actually cause tree rot. It could harm the tree, and then when it flakes off, it'll get into the soil. And when we're eating a product that we're growing, it's incredibly important to consider what's going into the soils. You're going to want to be feeding your tree soil with a slow release organic fertilizer. Ivy Organics fertilizer has everything that a young tree like this will need, all the 6 macros, the micronutrients, and it'll actually help the soil enzymes as well. It'll promote growth for earthworms, natural bacteria, and microzoa, which is actually things that plants really do need, and which we'll cover later because we need that as well. So anything that we can provide to the tree that will offer it that symbiotic relationship is going to be for the best. So when we're fertilizing young plants such as these, you're going to want to fertilize it as often as is necessary, and best practice is usually 3 times a year, in the spring, the summer, and the fall. In the winter, when root uptake is slow, we can actually foliar feed our avocado trees to ensure that they have all the 6 macronutrients that they need to maximize their bloom and their fruit set by spring. If we try to solve the problem in spring, it might already be too late. So most universities actually say that when we take care of our plants better in the winter, we can help maximize the bloom, the fruit set, and maximizing our fruit yields in spring. Again, if we try to take care of this in spring, it might already be too late. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of them in the winter time. Ivy Organic brand fertilizers give your plants all the macronutrients that they'll need: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, and calcium. And for your convenience, we make a compost tea with 10 individually wrapped tea bags that can make up to 10 gallons of foliar feed for your plants. When we're considering feeding our plants with the fertilizer, we want to take a look at this ground over here. The leaf litter is actually a good thing. It provides us compost, it breaks down, it helps feed the soil with nutrients. So before we feed this plant, we want to take care of these weeds. Weeds are siphoning off nutrition from this main plant's root base. So I'm going to pull these weeds right now and get these out of here. See that? You want to take them up by the root. You want to make sure that the whole weed system of the weeds comes out. Now we're going to apply the fertilizer. And it's important to remember that when we're applying fertilizer to plants that are in a container, we should actually be doing this more often throughout the year, but using less fertilizer. So best practice will probably be about once a month. And now we're going to apply our fertilizer. So now that we have our fertilizer in place, we're going to water this plant. And as we water, this is what's going to activate all these nutrients in here. So after applying the fertilizer, it's important to remember that applying organic fertilizer actually feeds the soil biology. We're feeding the earthworms, we're feeding the natural bacteria and the microzoa. By using the synthetic fertilizer, the plant can actually become dependent on what we're providing for nutrients, as opposed to allowing the system to create its own nutrients to maximize its health and longevity. So as we all know, the day that you plant a tree is the day you start whitewashing with IV Organics. And that's going to be super important for this avocado tree here, because as we've discussed earlier, avocados are the most prone to first, second, and third degree sunburn. And citrus is a close second, but we're going to want to make sure that we protect this little guy here, because as you can see, when we go into the summer months, he's going to be fully exposed to the sun. 14 hours of real harsh sunlight. So it's going to be really important that we protect the bark, which will then protect the cambium layer underneath. And again, 3-in-1 Plant Guard and whitewash products with IV Organics are porous. So it allows for the plant to breathe after we provide that protective layer. We have 5 different colors, but I've decided to go with the green right now because as you can see, it matches perfectly with the bark on this tree here. So today we're going to be using the 3-in-1, which is a little bit different from the whitewash in that it contains the oil, which will help us with the insect and rodent repellent protection. And we mixed the whole thing today, but you don't need to mix the entire can. We recommend that you actually just mix what you need to use. And obviously on this little tree here, you're not going to need that much. So this product will provide protection if you apply it once a year from summer sunburn and winter sun scald. But if there is an insect or a rodent problem, you can use this product 2 to 3 times a year. So either one of these products can be used to paint on the trunk of the tree. And again, this one's going to include the oil in case you have that insect or rodent problem. And they can also be used diluted to make a foliar spray. And for your convenience, we make our 3-in-1 spray here. And you're gonna wanna cover the entire plant with this spray. And this will help provide protection from the sun to the upper part of the branches here and the foliage. So this helps with summer sunburn, but it also can help with transplant shock as well, which is gonna be hugely important when we end up moving this little guy here. So now that we've provided protection to this young tree here, we're gonna also remember that we want to prune as well. We want this canopy and or umbrella structure to protect the lower branches and the tree trunk, which we refer to as the heart of the tree at IV Organics. And if the heart is damaged, it's gonna affect the overall health and longevity of all your plants. Another really important thing to remember is that within that first year, you're gonna wanna take the fruit off of the avocado. It's super important for the life of the tree that we remove that fruit. You're gonna wanna keep it on there, but if you can just hold out for 1 or 2 years, we can get a nice quality structure for our avocado to maximize the health of the overall plant. And then once we have that structure, we're gonna get the maximized fruit set from that avocado tree. Many people ask the question as well, is one avocado tree enough? Or do I need to buy multiple different varieties to help maximize my fruit yield? And the answer is yes. If you do want maximized fruit yield up to 5 to 20% more, getting a different variety with your one avocado is going to help it maximize that fruit. But at the same time, if you're comfortable with the 80 to 90% yield from one fruit tree, one is just fine. So unfortunately, some growers are kind of misleading on this topic, saying that we absolutely need another variety of avocado to have any fruit at all. So thankfully, our friends at Laverne have actually gotten this point right by clarifying to us that these plants are self-pollinating and they will bear fruit without another variety nearby. Unlike other growers that say that cross-pollination with another avocado variety is needed to produce fruit. Again, thanks for tuning in for this lesson on avocados. Leave me any comments in the comment section to ask any clarifying questions. Tell me if I missed something. Any feedback is helpful and important. And tell me also if you want more of these lessons from me specifically. It's been really great hanging out and spending some time with you guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and push that bell notification for all the upcoming videos. And stay tuned in a couple of weeks because we're gonna have another great video featuring me giving you some smoothie recipes. So we're gonna be giving you an outlet for when we finally do get that great fruit from our avocado tree, we can work it into how it can best help our natural biology. And again, guys, keep growing with Ivy Organics and wishing you all happy gardening.